Willie D Live.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Hump. What's up, King?
Bro, well, it's a pleasure to be here, man, and to see you, bro.
Likewise, man. Always, you got that type of energy, man.
Well, bro,
Type
I
of dude, every
appreciate
time I see you, man, just always in a good mood, bring good energy around.
Well, I'm from the old school, man. I let God guide my paths, man. I let him fight my battles, man, and I understand Willie is bigger than me. So,
Yeah.
I look to the Most High to balance me out, man, and keep that light shining on me, and I just keep on going, bro.
Yeah, you good. He got you.
Yeah, I just keep on going.
Lil Flip came on the show a few weeks ago, and he said some things and addressed some issues that involve you that rub you the wrong way. You gave me a call and you said, yo, man, I want to come on and tell my side of the story. So here we are. Now, full transparency, I rock with Flip, I rock with you. So, you know me, I don't do drama, but I do understanding.
Absolutely.
And that's why I wanted you to come on the show, to just try to get an understanding of, like, what happened with Sucka Freeman. Y'all was rolling. I'm talking about rolling hard. We was watching what y'all was doing, and y'all was independent, doing your own thing right up out of H-Town.
Right.
Right. And I was proud of y'all. I was watching what was happening, and I was like, man, they over there, they doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, boom, the announcement comes that Flip and you have went your separate ways. What happened?
Willie, I said this, man. I'd say it's really time to expose this story, man, because I look at Flip like a son to me, man, and some things was just personal to us. So that's why you never really hear me just interview about this, because it's more business for me than anything. But I love little dude like he's my little brother. Really, what happened to us is just cut and dry. We run an independent. We opened a label. I got a label called Sucka Free Records. It's a family label. We opened that, man. We grabbed Flip and we started working. If you notice, I didn't put out the Leprechaun first. I put out the HSC first. I put out the HSC first because I wanted Flip to kind of groom himself with this industry first instead of jumping out here as a solo artist. So after the HSC, we come back and we drop the Leprechaun. While we pumping and grooving and pushing this Leprechaun across these state lines and making it work, the major starts shooting at us. Well, Willie, at that time, we really didn't need a major. Because we had sold so many thousand records independently. Plus, I'm already tied up with all the radio stations in our region. We can get more radio play in the region than everybody. And it's crazy to the point to where everybody watched the Leprechaun, man, and all the majors started coming to her. And I just got to be frank, man. Little dude, my little partner, my little play brother, man, he just been a selfish little dude all his life, and I've been sugarcoating it and holding this, and I ain't never exposed this, what I'm about to tell you now. Never have. But at the same time, the majors came to us. I turned every major down until I got the deal that we needed, because it's not just Lil Flip. Lil Flip, you in the group with HSC, which is Young Red, and we got Lil Ron, So I have to make sure I'm looking out for the artists on the label. You understand, Flip? We understand we dropped you sucking and that blew up, but the same people is on HSC, the same people too, help build and push the Leprechaun out. We get to the majors, bro. Willie and I'm an industry head. We got years in this game. So it comes with years of learning things, studying, learning the tricks and the trade of the industry. Well, I signed with a label, and I know that label wasn't the right label for us. I know the label I signed with was a pop label.
You mean Sony?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I knew they was a pop label, but at the same time, when I signed with them, they gave me the deal that I wanted. The deal I wanted was a label deal because we control too much ourselves as a label. I don't see giving up my artists away and y'all trying to push us back out here to go recreate instead of bringing y'all something. I just ain't never been that type. We gonna take everything I got on my in the camp because we all going. Really, what happened is when we got to the majors had us on the road really doing what you call it, your radio interviews and you know you gonna go out there and do your press conference. You know you go
So
out
everything
there.
was promo.
Yeah, everything was promo, but on my side of the table as a businessman, I'm looking at all of these pizzas and sodas and all this dinner I done bought, and ain't nobody playing my record. And I done went through 3 or 4 states and 12, 6 or 7 cities, and it's the same thing. But I understand the hustle of it. In other words, y'all trying to take us nationwide and trying to gain new fans.
Just for clarity, you was buying these dinners and stuff for who?
You know, you got to treat your radio station people.
Okay.
You got,
I just need clarity.
you got to kind of cater to them a little bit, give them something to eat, give them something to drink, and then you have your little listening party with them. But at the same time, when I'm looking at, I know I was wrong. I was with the wrong label. What ended up happening is right before the record got ready to drop, I'm checking my pre-orders. Willie, we sold 100 and some thousand independent. So when my record is about to drop in the next 3-4 weeks, and my pre-orders is at 100,000,
What you need them for?
what do I need y'all for? But I know what happened because I told the whole label to cut the machine off. We ain't gonna reach out to nobody. We ain't gonna do no promoting. Let's see what this label is gonna do for us because we know what we already done. Willie, Sony ended up dropping the ball on us. You know, the label ended up dropping the ball. What we did is once I saw this is how my pre-orders was going, I cut the meet and greet off. I turned the bus around in San Francisco, and I called my sisters, and I called the label, and I told them exactly where we was with pre-orders, exactly what we looking like, and exactly what we need to do. What y'all need to do is book me a tour coming all the way back up out of here, all the way to Houston. We went all the way through Louisiana, Mississippi. I turned my phones off, Willie, because I was so hot about it.
What were your expectations?
My expectations was, well, I'm from the old school. I'm going to put some tricks in them packages now. You know, my expectations, I know we're going to go gold. I know it's going to go platinum. I know it is.
I mean, on pre-orders.
My expectation on
What would have satisfied you?
if I would have shipped gold right out the door, you know, I was at least expecting gold coming out the door. But what happened to us is I stopped communicating with my label, and I turned the phone off, and we went back through. And that couple of weeks later, 3 or 4 weeks later, they reached out to me and wanted to congratulate me that the album done went gold now. You know, but it took all of this for y'all to see my vision, for y'all not to kill our label and my artists. But my deal with the label was a Lil Flip album and an HSC album. We want 3 Lil Flips albums. We want 3 HSC albums. Okay, well, we already did the Underground Legend. This is what they was dropping the ball on until we start showing them how we have to work. You got to take us back in our market, and our market is the majority of our sales. This is where our people is loving us at. This is my sale area. So at the same time, keeping us away from this sales area, of course, it's hurting our sales. Willie, when I say my little brother is selfish, it's been like that since we groomed them and tried to put it together. Everybody just looked over a whole lot of stuff. Willie, when it got time for HSE album to be turned in, the album is already finished. It's the group albums. Flip, Red, Ron, everybody. Sony was asking me for another Little Flip album. Man, we didn't do too good on that, Hump, man. We dropped the ball. We want to prove to you, man. Man, let's get another. No, I'm staying with my contracts. You know what I mean? The album done went gold, but at the same time, I still got other artists.
And they hungry. They ready to come out. Yeah, they got to eat.
And really, just naturally, man, you got to look out for who you caring for. This is my team. I got these kids from they was young, so it ain't no me letting Sony stop their growth or Flip or whoever it is. No, man, we going together. So Willie, when I got ready to and had meetings with Sony and told Sony, listen, y'all, I'm going on with the HSC album. Right after the HSC album, y'all get another Flip album. Willie, we had recorded this album, man. We had been on the road like crazy. It was time to turn that album in. That album was complete. Complete, recorded. We in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had just did the show. And Flip, you have been complaining to me on these shows that Young Red and my other little brother, Lil Ron, ain't saying nothing in the microphones while we perform. Now, Willie, you can tell somebody else that, but you can't tell me that because I'm on stage with you, Flip. I'm passing by everybody as we perform, and I'm hearing everybody saying their parts. It went from, you don't want them on stage with you no more. You want me and you to come out there and do the show. You don't want these boys. I'm not going to let you do that to them. So, Willie, I had to talk to him a couple of times about what he was complaining about. And also it started a little ruckus in the crew because I can't take what you give me and not address family with it to give them their proper opportunity to respond to this. It caused friction in our camp for a minute. But the friction led to greed. And what I mean by that is, Willie, same night that young man asked us, oh, well, man, I ain't going to do nothing tonight. We just got off the stage. We just got back to the hotel. We getting out the van. Man, let me listen to the album, man. I'm going to study the album a little bit tonight, man. Okay, well, ain't no things.
Now, what is he studying the album for? To perform?
He's studying the album to listen if he think he want to change anything. You know how we do. Once we record
but
something.
Flip was on that album, right?
Yeah.
He's all over the album, right?
Flip is all over the new HSC album.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
The problem is nothing with us. So we like, okay, well, maybe he want to listen to that and see if it's something he want to change or something. It's no problem. So we give Flip the album and let him go to his room and listen to it. Willie, that morning it was time to check out and come out the hotel. Time to go on to the next stop. That morning we got up. Willie, where's the Flip with the album at? The album ain't nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. He don't know where it's at, what could happen to it. Well, you done had it from 3 o'clock in the morning, because we just got off stage, to checkout time at 11 o'clock.
You gave it to him in a CD format?
CD format. The producer got it out the dash, because we was listening to it, and put it in his hand.
And that was the only copy I had?
That was the copy. That was one of the mix and master copies that we would just test ride and listen to to make sure that that's the feeling we want this music to give everybody. Well, the Flips claim he can't find the album nowhere. Now this is the whole album. So everybody's in a funny mood about that because we had already seen you was complaining with the guys like they are not performing and doing their part on stage. Willie, the album come up missing. We end up checking Flip Room and all through that couldn't find it nowhere. Willie, before I can get back to Houston, I start getting phone calls. Hump, man, this album is jamming, man. This new album, man. I got the man. Y'all did that. What new album? The new HSC. What new HSC? Willie, when the man started playing this over the stereo he was at and let me listen to it, it's the whole album. It's already out in bootleg. Flip.
How you know Flip did it?
How we know Flip did it? We know Flip did it because of the people that came to his room that night. That's the same part of the camp that DJ with them that called me with it and let me know that it's out and they got it. So after communicating with some of the fellas, yeah, it come right back to us. Yeah, it came back to us. Okay, well, Flip, you leaked this. Why would you leak this, my brother? This is all y'all works together. Flip, you leaked that because you was in your feelings, because you really wanted me to give the label another little Flip record, but it ain't your time no more, little bro. It's HSE's time. Willie, it's just have been just young, hungry greed. It's been like that ever since we've been together, and a lot of people didn't know that.
So what was the fate of the album, the HSE album? What happened after the album was leaked?
Well, after the album leaked, we ended up telling our label about it. The album is leaked. The label couldn't believe it. What the label did, the label throwed the album out there without putting a whole bunch of nothing behind it. And also, well, we'll give Flip a chance since they really want another album with Flip. So on the backside of Sucka Free Presents, that was a pure album, but it was a double CD. The double CD is a flip side of Flip freestyling on some things. I think we put the remix of I Can Do That on there with Juvenile, and we did one or two more songs over there with Flip, but they just chunked it out. The budget what we supposed to get and the marketing funds that they were supposed to put behind the record, they never did, Willie. They never did because they looking like this is going to be a total loss anyway. The music is already out here.
How do you and Flip, how do y'all bump heads to the degree of, when I hear something like that, in my mind, that's street, that's something that's got to be handled. How do you guys get to a point where you guys say, you know what, no matter what, I'm not gonna go there with him? How did you do that? And then this is important. I'm asking this question because, I've had that type of moment with somebody that's close to me, right? Mm-hmm. And you make that decision, like, look, it's really, really messed up. That's really messed up. Typically, that's what I would do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to do that with him. How did y'all get to that point?
First of all, Willie, we have to know ourselves first. And at the same time, once you know yourself, man, we got that in us, and yeah, we're about that, and yeah, this could be that, but also we can't live without feelings and morals. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I say Flip, Daddy, and me grew up as boys playing football on the side of my mama's house and in the front of his mama's house. Me and Flip Daddy have went to school ever since we was young all the way up. Flip Daddy mom, which is Flip grandmama, is just like my play mama. My
It's
mom.
family, man. It's family.
Bro, do you understand what I'm
Damn,
saying to
it's
you, bro?
family.
This is what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
My mom, my sisters, and everybody is just like family to Flip Daddy. You know, we close. I'm talking about we real close. Willie, and I'm glad you asked me that because it goes back to the thing of this. I have told the stories 15 times and it ain't gonna never change. And I tell Flip Daddy this all the time. Wes, I only mess with Flip because I found out he was your son. Once I was out here throwing shows and different artists is on my shows, I seen something that I didn't digest good as a youngster that he was doing on the road with us. And I asked the people who he was. I didn't know nothing about Flip. Flip wasn't no hot artist, Willie, that I wanted to spend a bunch of money on or nothing like that. But let me get back to your answer. How I deal with it, really, is I look at all the work that my family and everybody, man, have put into building this character, the Leprechaun. We built that. Totally built that. And the way I built it is because Flip had the problem with the third of who was the Leprechaun of Cloverland. Remember that?
I remember.
Okay, and what I did is I said, well, let me just squash this beef about this. We got an album getting ready to come out. I'm just going to deal with it on the artwork. Black Cat, look, I got to make this man the Leprechaun. What we looking at, what can you do? He say, Hump, give me a few minutes. Let me come up with my plan for you. I got some ideas. Tell me what you think and what you like.
You know, I saw that cover before y'all saw it. You know, because Black Cat was my graphic designer. R.I.P. Black Cat.
Man, yes,
Clyde.
indeed. Man.
I
Rest in
worked
peace,
with
my
Clyde
brother.
for like 25 years, but I saw that. I was there when he was making that cover.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of hours at Black Cat
Right.
studios, and so I saw it. I saw it. You know, I didn't know what to make of it. I'm like, this dude wearing a leprechaun suit.
Willie, to be honest with you, when we jumped it off, everybody didn't know what to make of it. It's like, man, this man come up with a clown suit on. It's a gimmick. No, I'm trying to brand them. It's a brand I'm looking for with them. And at the same time, cold as Black Cat was, man, back then, this ain't nothing Black Cat couldn't bring to life. You know, this ain't the first cover. Black Cat did the HSC cover and some more covers from it. That was my guy. Rest in peace to him. And I'm going to share a story with you later on because when I did Fair Time, Black Cat came down there where I was and did Fair Time. So we was kind of locked up together. But let me get back to your question.
Gotta be reminiscing.
Yeah,
boy,
man.
Clyde,
I mean, it's real.
man.
Come on, man. Love
Clyde
Black Cat to
Brazil,
death,
boy,
man.
man.
Black Cat put us over the hump just
Clyde
on the
Brazil.
graphics, bro.
You know his son is cold. You heard his son before? Brazil?
You know what? Right before my brother head got cold, man, my brother was talking about his son, and he was telling me the things that he was doing and how powerful he had grown in his era of music.
Yeah.
And he was just getting ready to start sending me links and let me hear some of this, man. And
Brazil is cold, bro. I ain't talking about regular. I ain't talking about Houston cold.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
talking about
Nationwide.
Antarctica cold.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, see, Black Cat did send me something, but he's supposed to been sending me a lot of other stuff. But he just had a different flavor, man, and the way his vocabulary was.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was he was cold-blooded now.
You're fool with it.
He surprised me, but it surprised me, but it didn't surprise me a little bit because of his daddy.
It's in his blood.
It's in his blood. His daddy is an industry head. His daddy done been around everybody.
Yeah.
Flavor, all these folks, man.
Yeah.
So,
Journey.
yeah. Yeah. Right.
What was it? What was it? What's the big rock band called? Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
All of those dudes.
All of
Yeah, he
that,
been
man.
around all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Willie, how I deal with this, man, I give mine to the Lord, Willie. You know how sometimes we know we got to go to war, man, and we dreading how it might come out, man, and you got to listen to God, man. and that's what God been weighing on my heart. Willie, say, hey, you love him. He's your little brother. You took care of him. You took care of him like a baby when he came to you. You sheltered everything that was around him, outside of him, so no physical harm would came to him. You covered them. You carried them. You built them. You believed in them. You put your money behind them. So when I look at all of this and the family ties we got, Flip, my fight ain't with you. My fight is with the folks that got my money, man.
Speaking of your money, who got that money, man, from that publishing? Because I had the liberty of seeing that paperwork with Flip name on it.
Hmm.
How do you explain that? Like those songs were written by, you can argue the writers or whatever, but what about the producers? I didn't see any producers' names on those credits. How does that happen? Did Flip buy the producers? Did he buy the whole songs out from the producers, or how did that work?
Willie, Flip haven't bought anything. HSC album, Willie. I pay the producers. I pay for the studio time. I pay for the mix and mastering. I pay for the suits, the shoes, the socks, and everything else the boys got on. I pay for all the artwork. Same thing with the Leprechaun album. My boys, which is I call my boys now because we done did so much work together. Willie, when I put a record together, I can't let one or two producers do my whole record because I'm looking for a bigger sound, and I'm looking to touch bigger markets. And sometimes it starts with your music. So me and my producers, we have been working together for years. And what I do to them, Willie, and it's in black and white, I can show you, it's the fact that whatever them beats was they was charging us back then, Willie, we was paying them boys what they asked. If it was $1,500 a beat that he wanted $1,000 a beat, we paid them boys up front for that. Work for hire this thing, Willie. But where I'm from, I'm not a greedy person behind money, because money don't make me. I got to get up in the morning and go make my money, if that makes sense. I'm not looking to lay back and trying to wish on what's coming. No, I know I got to go out here and make things happen to make it keep coming back. So if we boys and we in the same industry and you my producer, Willie, you got a family too to feed. So what I do, I don't have to do it, but it's just the goodness of my heart. All my producers, man, we're going to split that publishing on the backside. You take 25 and I take 25.
Even though you bought it for work for hire.
Even though I bought it for work for hire. You can look it up in my BMI. I ain't never took nobody's publishing.
What do you think when Puffy gave that publishing back to all of his artists?
I think he did the right thing. I think he did the right thing because, federal offenses, wouldn't it? That's big time. That's big time lawsuit in jail time. You know what I mean? You just can't go around here stealing other people's work that's registered in the government system. Ain't no way that's gonna happen. But you have these artists now that get with these. Ever since the new industry done switched to the digital game, it's so many platforms out there to where you can hide numbers. You got to have the right database to even go in to see the real stuff. That's what's so crazy. So the publishing game out here and the digital game, it's all the same. But you have to have somebody that really knowing what they're doing, because a regular artist ain't gonna see all of this other stuff. You gonna see what they want you to see in this dashboard they give you. Your dashboard don't have to reflect back to what's in BMI or what's coming out of ASCAP or either what's in the MLC. So you have to do your homework, and how you do your homework, you start with your ISRC codes. That should match across the whole board. If you got 2 or 3 different ISRC codes for that same song, something ain't right.
What's going on with you and Flip now? What type of relationship do y'all have? Have you spoken to him lately?
Willie, I had been hearing. I'm gonna tell you something. Right after Sony, Willie, right after Sony, I went back to trying to get my bread up, trying to pay some bills and stuff, and I get locked up. I'd go do Fed time for 4 or 5 years. Willie, after Fed time, I come home trying to figure out what kind of work I want to do. I jumped in the trucking business. Right after I got into the trucking business, Willie, they found a tumor on my brain stem. I had to go have brain surgery, and didn't nobody think I was gonna make it out of it. I didn't need it's just the grace, the goodness of God. But while I was down, I had a bunch of thinking time because I used to hear a whole lot about me and Flip this. Don't nobody know the relationship because me and brother just ain't really got out here and just really dissed each other. You know, because it's love there, but it's a bittersweet love. But what I did with it is I said, well, let me reach out to Flip because it's a plaque that DJ Screw gave us, and I wanted Flip to have that plaque because I knew it meant a lot to him. It meant more to him than it meant to me. You know, and I know this was one of his big P's, man. I want this plaque back. But before I give you this plaque back, my thing to my little brother is this. Stop thinking you done did all of this by yourself, little homie. You ain't had no record label. You ain't put a dime on damn record, on no studio time, on no recording. Man, I even have to pay for the pictures. I pay for your cell phone. I'm the one bought your Jag. You hear me? Stop discrediting us. But what I did is I told myself, man, listen, I know my little brother want this plaque. I'm going to just call him, man, and because we ain't talked with him. Little brother, big bro want to talk to you, man. Let's meet, man. Want y'all come to the house. And when he came to the house, Willie, I wanted him to have this plaque. That's when I had him to read the plaque out loud, because the plaque said they was inducted sucker free and left flipping to the screwed up clique. You know what I mean? It's one thing that what you did and what you worked for, Flip, you claim that. But don't discredit the work that the label have done for you. You know what I mean? So I just want him to know it wasn't no hard feelings with it. So when he came over and seen me at the office, I was giving this back. But I noticed what he was trying to do to me. You come here with 7, 8 people, you're publishing woman and all of this, and all of a sudden now you want to open these books and try to tell me we got some money up here at Sony we need to go up there and go get. First of all, Flip, I know Sony ain't paid us. They ain't paid us no royalties yet because things are still messed up there. Because I know that you was claiming other folks, part of other folks' publishing. I knew the label deal that they gave you, they put my ink print on it. I knew what they did to you, Flip, and you didn't know what they did to you. But you turned around and got me tied up in another lawsuit that I wasn't supposed to even be in. And what I'm saying is this. We split up because of some sneaky stuff you was doing to the label behind our back. I never once told you that I was getting rid of you and you couldn't be on the label. Only thing Big Brother told you is, hey, listen, we can do this music all day long, but I wake up in the middle of the night, Flip, and kill a snake. You can't be no snake staying up under in my room, in my house, and in my son's room with me, and doing all this sneaky stuff. Flip, you got upset because I told you couldn't live there. But your plot, Flip, was already put together.
Why'd you tell him he couldn't live there?
Willie D, I'm like this. If I have taken you in at 16 or 17 years old, man, Willie, sky's the limit what I done did for the boy. You know what I mean? Because I treat him like he my own son. You done drove my cars to the prom. I done brought your trucks. I done brought this for you. I'm paying for this for you. Bought your Jag. I get your clothes clean when I get mine clean. Nobody on the label got a cell phone bill. I pay all. I took him like he was my son, Willie. You feel me? Because then the other label would have got, I want everything back that I put into you. Willie, it got to the point to where, Flip, when I told you we can still do this music together, it was just the point of the way you did the labor in the family. But I don't trust you no more because what you just did. And Willie, I've said this 2 or 3 times, and it ain't gonna never change because it's the truth. Flip, I turned down some shows, man, because I booked a radio tour for us. The shows I turned down was for Daytona Beach. I told my partner I can't make Daytona Beach, and I wasn't going to do it. And the reason I wasn't going to do it because Flip, Red, Ape, and Lil Ron, and myself, we wasn't really liking Daytona like that. If you get what I mean. The money was good, but the atmosphere is a whole kind of different atmosphere, if you know what I'm saying, if you've been that way. So my boys tell me they don't want to go, but this is in the middle of one of my tour dates anyway. I'm just not getting ready to hit the Atlantas, and I'm getting ready to go into the Virginias and the Carolinas. Trip, you played sick on us after we got off that stage. This story ain't gonna never change.
Where?
In Atlanta. You played sick on us. And your daddy, to be honest with you, let me rephrase that. Flip, you didn't play sick. Your daddy called me and asked me, hey, Hump, how y'all doing, man? How was the show? Well, the show was good, man. We in the hotel. We just got off the stage, man. Everybody good. We got security around him. Okay, how Flip doing, man? He doing good here in front of me. He doing what he normally do. Got his partners with him. Got his bag with him, doing this thing. You know, he going on to his room. Wish you tell me your son called you and been complaining about his stomach. So I said, well, Wes, he been with me all, on the whole tour. He's complaining to us now time. He his own self right here. He said, well, Hump, he been complaining to us about his stomach been hurting real bad. So I'm in the hallway with some people. So I tell Wes, well, Wes, let me get back with you because I'm going to check on my little brother. Later on, I go knock on his door and ask him to come outside. And I said, Flip, listen, your daddy just called me. My daddy? What he calling you for? He ain't never called you like... I said, yeah, but he telling me you ain't feeling good. He said, you called him. Flip, you gave me this crazy look on your face and like, I don't know what you're talking about. I called him. So I went back to my room. Well, I get a call back from Flip Daddy. Yeah, man, he say he been sick, man. And the mama worried about him. Everybody worried about him. They want him to fly home. Fly home? Yeah, they want him to go see his doctor. Well, the man ain't sick. The man been with us on the road for so long. You know what I mean? He gonna complain when he's sick. That's one thing he gonna do. So I say, well, let me talk to him, Will. So once I go down there, I say, Flip, what's going on? Well, you know, I told my mom and them I had been drinking too much of this drink and it been messing with my stomach. I said, well, boy, why you didn't tell me that if it's that bad, we could go to the emergency room. When you called them? You can't even tell me when you called them. So I'm saying, well, you know we got 2 more stops, huh? We ain't got but 2 or 3 more stops and we back to the house. I said, but if you hurting that bad, you want me to try to get you home? You want to see a doctor? First, I told him, let's go to the hospital. Man, his mom and dad got on the phone and were telling me they wanted me to send him home. Will I do that? I do that because you my son. I do that because you with us. I do that because you sick. I do that because, man, you with us. I send the man home where he go right home and go right in the office. Right in the office and tell my sister and them to book him a flight going to Florida. Flip, so my sister called me and asked me, do I supposed to be booking Flip a flight to Florida? I thought he was going to the doctor tomorrow. I said, he is. She said, well, he just come out here and say, book me a flight going to Florida. So I reached out to him. Flip, you told me when I reached out to y'all, Hump, man, one of my partners just called, man. He want me to come in and do a walkthrough, man. And, you know, he's going to give me 10 racks. Well, Will, I ain't going to never turn down 10 racks for us to just walk through. Well, bro, if that's what that is, man, go ahead. But come back and go to that doctor, and after that, catch the plane the next day and come on back out here and meet us. We going to sit out here and wait on you. Well, they flew the man to Florida. I'm in the studio. I'm in Atlanta. I'm with Young Red LeRon. We got, I think Lil Jon, who was all in there. Man, everybody was in the studio over there. Because this is our first time grinding and doing music with the Atlanta family. So while we're in the studio, the DJ out of Daytona called us. Big brother, where you at, man? This going down. This so light. What's so light? Man, your show's down here. Man, I ain't got no show. I'm not even coming to Daytona this year. Say, Hump, you tripping, man. Yeah, you will. We got Flip done did the drops.
Man, Flip ain't did that, man. Come on, Hump,
say, man. Say, on
Flip
everything.
Ain't did
say,
that,
on
man.
everything, man. And I'm going to tell you.
Come on, man.
I tell you what you do. Line HSE up here.
Wow.
I ain't got nothing to lie about.
Wow.
Line HSE up here and ask them the same question. I ain't even got to be in the building.
Wow.
Okay, now listen at me, because this is what split us up. Flip, you went down there and did them shows. You hear me? And I asked you, I said, Flip, is you finna do a show? The radio say, Hump, the promoter is your boy. I said, man, who is he? So he said, I'm having to call you. This is how everybody know. Because when the promoter called me, we was in the studio, turned off all the music, I put the man on speaker. So, and this is my boy. This is my boy that called me a while back. But how Big West got his number, Big West is Flip Daddy, he was coming to the studio and to the office while we was gone. The man that's trying to catch up with me, I had changed my phone and changed the number. The man I was rerouting everything back to the office so everybody can stop killing my cell phone. The man was telling my sister Terry what he was trying to do because Terry has the relationship and booked the shows and run the label over there for us. So, Wes, you sitting there listening at the man telling Terry they want to book us for 2 shows, Friday and a Saturday, and he know we done went up to $10,000 a piece, a show, and he want to book 2 shows. But, Terry, you put the man on the line with me, and I'm telling the man I can't do it for you because that's interfering with my tour dates. And plus, my team don't want to do it. I didn't tell the man the team don't want to do it, but I just kept it business-fied. Bro, I can't do that. That's going to interfere with my dates. But Flip, after a month or two after that, well, I'm not thinking about Daytona. I done did 100 shows, 100 things, and I'm on the last of the tour. But that Atlanta stop, Flip, is when your daddy called me. Your daddy called me and told me you were sick, and I flew you home. I flew you home on the label's money. Then you go back in the office and have the label to fly you somewhere again, spending label's money. And you go out here and do this show, and I find out about it. Willie, I sent somebody down to Florida to make sure the man, was he performing? They called me back, said, Hump, he on stage doing Hump. The man did 2 or 3 songs, huh? Okay, well, that's all I need to know. So what I did, Willie, is I tell the man, I see what you're doing. You think I don't know, but when I see you, when we get back, we going to have a talk. Willie, the man was so greedy and disrespectful. Do you think the man never came back to Atlanta, to the bus, so we can go finish these other 2 shows? Now, mind you who we left. You left me, the guys you rap with. Your security is still down here with me because he's your security. You didn't take him with you. You got our producers, engineer, and our bus driver. It's 9 of us waiting on you to come back because we got 2 more shows coming up in the next following day or two. You ain't never come back. I turned the bus around when they came home. I want you to listen at me. I turned the bus around, bro, and came home. Right? I had sent them folks back their money. So really, when we came home, everybody was in the big disbelief of what we going through and what just happened. Everybody. So, everybody trying to get this off the head. So everybody going back to work. We got 3 studios in the house. Everybody in rooms cranking up music, making beats, creating new songs. And the next day or two, here you and my other little partner, Willeen, walked to my house with your backpack on, pocket full, and you say hi to them, and you walking past me going to my room I let you have and put you in. That's my son's. Well, I moved my son from my house, and I moved my son to my mama's house so I can help Flip further this career, and I can watch over him and make sure we going the right way. My nigga, you got just disrespectful to shit on the label and come right back in the house and walk past me and you going on to my son's room. Really, if it was any other kid, ain't no telling where I'd be right now. Flip, I took a lot because I cared about you and I love you, but it's time for some of this shit to come to a halt. Really, when the man came to my house, I told him, Flip, I need to talk to you. Man, I found out you was doing the show. I was a shitty way you did the label, man. We was on tour. You and Red and them, y'all the one that told me y'all didn't want to do this show. It was in the middle of our tour anyway. Why would you don't have no answers for it. But what I'm looking at is the fact that the promoter, while I'm in Atlanta at the studio, the promoter is telling me, big brother, I wouldn't have never did that to you, man. When you told me what it was, that's what it was, man. I wasn't trying to book y'all. Y'all road manager called me. What road manager? We don't have a road. We our own road manager.
West.
Yeah. Big West called me. I sent my bread to Big West. It was a plot already in the making, man.
So that was the beginning of the end, right?
That was the beginning.
Did y'all ever work together after that?
We haven't did anything together besides I called him to give him the plaque to let him know, say, man, my fight was sown after all you done did to us and to this label. Bro, I still care about you. I want you to have that. But when I did that, it opened my eyes to something because you brought so many people around here. Ain't no sense you being scared of me. What the hell you got 7, 8, 9 people with you for? You got this publishing woman with you. Publishing woman opened up her computer trying to show me, Hump, y'all got some money up there. We need to come together to go get this bread.
How much money y'all had up there?
Willie, we still don't know. You know why?
Well, what's she opening up to show you that?
She opened it up to show me because they've been trying to get it.
Well, what is she showing you if she opening up the computer? What did she show you on the computer?
What she's trying to show me on the computer is that BMI holding money, MCL holding money, you know what I mean? And at the same time, Sony's holding money.
How does she know they're holding money if she don't have a number?
What you mean if she ain't got a number?
If she don't have a number of what they're holding, how does she know they're holding?
Willie, I don't even know the number that they holding, but I know they owe us. I know my label haven't paid me since I gave them that record.
You ain't seen no money from Sony?
Willie, I have not seen a...
What's going on with the legal side of things? What's going on?
This is what I'm saying. I done tried to sue Sony 3 times behind this. I done lost a couple of times in New York. But we come back and we go separate ways. The reason ain't nobody getting paid because there's too many discrepancies up there with somebody's claiming things that they have not
So
done.
they're holding the money until you guys can resolve your disputes.
Willie, do you hear what I'm saying?
That's what's happening. Because that's what, the majors will do that.
Do you hear what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they will hold that money.
But my thing is this, bruh, if I ain't never took nothing from you, and I ain't take nothing from the rappers, and I ain't take nothing from the producers, why are you claiming everybody's shit right now? I mean, I can understand folks need money, but I can't understand greed that bad, Willie, to where, you know, I making look over a song or something. If it was a song you claimed, yeah, I might look over there and we could talk about that. But I can't look over it with it when you claiming 3 whole albums, the writer side and the producer side. Because what that does for me is that shows me you have no respect, no gratitude of the people that helped build this legacy for you. Because you have to understand, the Flip, it was the OGs that I put on his albums, bro. That was legends and still legends that helped mold HSC, the Leprechaun album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I got ESG. I got Slim Thug. Man, we got some of all kind of powerful folks on there, man. So how do you get to the point to where you get so greedy that you're claiming everybody's publishing? Everybody's. I'm talking you. My son he did the first album. He did the first cameo on the album at 6 years old on HSC. I think he was about 12 when he did his other cameo on the little Flip. Flip, you even taken my son publishing, and you used to sleep in his room for 3, 4, 5 years, man. Willie, he done took all the labels publishing, all of it. You done took all Poor Red publishing. And my thing is, how can you go around here study smiling these folks' faces, but you want to make folks think I'm the bad guy and I got their money? Well, that's why I had to come to see you. Black and white don't lie. I ain't took nothing from nobody. I'm still fighting for my money up here at the label. Plus, I'm looking at all of this stuff you done manipulated and took from the label too on the publishing and mechanical side, Flip. Flip, if I never took your publishing, because this was so crazy, Willie. You can go, anybody can go in there and look. Anybody can go on BMI. Sucka Free Records ain't never took none of Flip publishing. Ever. Hard's publishing ain't on hardly nothing. But Flip, you don't took the whole catalog. You don't took my whole catalog. And you think I'm supposed to be quiet about this?
How was he able to just take the catalog though? Like how did if you own the masters, right? You own the masters. How does an artist, any artist, it doesn't have to be Flip, but how can just any artist just go and take a catalog?
It's, Willie, it goes back to.
And the reason why I'm asking you this is because if for that kind of money, I'll do it.
Shh, boy, look here.
I'll take a catalog.
Boy, look here, Willie. Yeah, but they go on there as mine. I don't know if I can cuss on that, but they go on there as
if
my
I can just go take a catalog,
money,
shit, I got a few people out there catalog. I won't.
Well, see, it's like this. It all depends on who your publisher is, how smart she is with these numbers, and how she can manipulate the game. Y'all, they probably did a reconcile letter.
Explain that.
In other words, you start claiming this stuff, bro. When I was on my deathbed, man, when I was going through my tumors and stuff, when I was badly as living, man, when my mom and my family was trying to hold me together and my kids, man. Yeah, I had a terrible brain surgery, Willie, that almost took me out of here. And then I recouped for a year from that one, and then I had to go back in and had another surgery.
But what does the reconcile letter mean? Does it mean that you and him, that they take his word that you guys have an agreement?
what it is. It's a reconcile. It's a letter that they put in, claiming this. And if you ain't
You
at
have
your
a certain amount of time to respond.
right, if you ain't at your same address, or if they can't get a hold of you, they just gonna take this what he said and go ahead with it. That's why I'm glad we're talking about it, because a lot of this is knowledge for the industry.
Information and
There
instructions.
you go. That's
Yeah.
one thing I know about it is BMI is not gonna check in the disputes. They just gonna go into whoever send in the changes. They'll send a letter out, ain't nobody answer that letter. They gonna go ahead and give somebody your publishing. But ASCAP don't do that. ASCAP makes sure you got that paperwork to show them that, and make sure they going to dig it in that this is true. So, that's just a little FYI for y'all. But the way they manipulate it is flip all the way down my whole BMI. It say reconciled, reconciled, reconciled. Man, you took all this when I was down on my back, man. My family out here going through it, man. I got kids in colleges, man. I got 8 grandbabies, man. I ain't out here touching and messing with nothing you got, man. Nothing. Nothing at all. Willie, why I'm so heated about it, because I let it go on for a while thinking, okay, well, I ain't worried about my
It's gonna
fight
work
with
its way.
Sony.
It's gonna
But
work its way out.
but for Sony for the label I'm with to be holding this over my head, right? And also for me to see what I'm seeing and done pulled out, well, that done turned my stomach, man. From a kid that I have took care of like my own son.
Well, I saw you getting your swag back. Last year I saw you. You was working with Kales and Draco and Lil Kano.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you still working with them?
Yeah, matter of fact, Kels is my real nephew.
Yeah.
Draco is my real son. And Kano, say, man, that's just a little brother. That's just a little brother I adopted, man, years ago, with us being out there in them trenches on stages and in them woods, man, and these shows, and he always been who he is.
I was surprised to see you doing that though, because I thought you told me you had retired. You was done with it.
Well,
You was done with the record label stuff.
Willie, you absolutely right, but what happened is I have a son rapping. I had Kels, my nephew, rapping. So I really want to give them some of me and a little what I know before my head get cold, and they could have learned a little more from me. Or I could have gave them a little more. So I decided, okay, look, well, let me put them together, man. Let's just drop us a compilation album. But at the same time, Willie, this is God's work, because I really wasn't coming back to the rap side. I was going to the gospel side. But some kept telling me to do another rap album. And I couldn't figure it out. And the rap album became to be so easy. Till I said, well, this has to be God's work. But what God did is led me back to that side and revealed all of this stuff to me. Well, it's deeper than what I just showed you. I mean, it's so deep the way this character, Lil Flip, and my little play brother, and the one I still love today, how much he's taken from me and my family. It don't make sense. You taking all this from everybody, man. You ain't do this by yourself. Then you screwed up Click, man. What about my brothers over there? Hawk, man. Look, man, Hawk was the one of the best stand up real brothers that came out of Houston in this industry. Man, I got 3, 4 songs with Hawk.
You're going to hear some people in the comment section, and you'll read the comment section when this interview comes out. They're going to be saying, if Flip is your little brother, if he's like a son to you and you still love him, why are you putting him on blast?
Man, I'm putting them on blast because enough is enough. I'm putting them on blast because I choose to go another route with this. I'm human just like anybody else. Yeah, I get aggravated, I get mad, but yeah, I look to the Most High. But the Most High say, yeah, just defeat them with the truth. You don't have to fall out and fight the man. Just it's in black and white. I revealed it to you. This is why I'm revealing it to you. I ain't got no fight with Flip, but Flip, you have to stop this chaos. Stop stealing and robbing everybody blind and blaming me for a lot of this stuff that ain't even happening. I mean, it's just to the point to where if that's what you was gonna do, why you didn't do it on your other records, Flip? Flip, you been gone from me for 20 years. You been gone from us. You done dropped 15, 20 other records out there. Why after you done messed your deal off, got me tied up in lawsuits, you come back and take the whole catalog?
How many Lil Flip albums you got and mixtapes, including mixtapes?
Man, we got buku mixtapes. You know, we really stopped selling mixtapes after it got to the point to where everybody started claiming they rights for they
For the music.
there you go, for their music. You know, it's time to get away from that.
Yeah.
So, you know, on my catalog side, I got the HSE, I got the Leprechaun, I got the Leprechaun Chopped and Screwed, I got the Paper Route, I got Members Only album, I got R&B Volume 1 album with Ronnie Spencer. I got about 7 albums over there. This what led me to all of this, Willie, because I'm looking at the checks I'm getting. I know this ain't right. So I'm having to go and do my homework and all this new era stuff. But they have it hidden so well to where you got to have you a bad publishing person. You got to have you a bad admin person. And y'all, while we talking, that's just what I got. I got a crew around here, a cold-blooded crew for anybody that got problems with the admin, need some assistance. Publishing, registering your songs, spreadsheets. Anything you need in the industry, this is who we are because I'm going through it myself with my own.
How do they reach out and connect with you?
Man, y'all can always catch me on any platform. The new Sucka Free Records. That's on every platform. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my website. It's a link tree on the site that you can go. It makes it easy for you can get to wherever you want to get. If it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or website or anything. It's called the new Sucka Free Records.
Man, it's been real sitting down with you and chopping it up and catching up. I can tell you that what you're going through and what you and Flip is going through, I've been through it. Obviously, my life is an open book, so I can definitely relate to what you guys are going through. So I'm not going to try to push you into a certain direction or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want nobody trying to push me into a certain direction. I know what it's going to be is what it's going to be. And so, but thank you for coming on the show and sharing your wisdom and insight. And, I do, however it go, man, I just hope it work out for you for the best.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And at the same time, bro, it ain't nothing that we ain't never been able to come together and do. So, I want to give my talk to you, to somebody that's been in the industry, a legend in the industry, still doing his own thing. Plus, at the same time, you launch a podcast and you doing tremendous good things, bro. And I still recommend you on all you're doing. God bless you, man. And you're going to always be a brother of mine. I want you to know that.
Appreciate you, King. And likewise, ladies and gentlemen, Hump. No more talk.